Hey, it's Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com and ExpertWebsiteReviews.com. We're going to talk today about this website here, BoomerWisdom.com, from our good friend Patricia. Patricia's a masterminds member at Click Millionaires, and she gets this website review for free. If you'd like a review of your website by me, a usability expert and e-commerce author, I'd be happy to do that for you. Head over to ExpertWebsiteReviews.com and you can order one, or come and join us at Click Millionaires and upgrade your membership to the Masterminds level, and we'll do this for you for free, as well as posting your site in the forum to get friendly, helpful, free feedback from Click Millionaires members all over the world. All right, Patricia, let's talk about BoomerWisdom.com and what we can do to pump it up for you. When we met at Blog World in New York, you were frustrated, and I think you still are. I asked you by email some questions, and you basically said that you were frustrated as the site presently stands. It neither generates comments, subscribers, or traffic. And I said, how does your site make you money? And you said, it does not. So obviously we've got a lot of upside here for you. Let's focus on the upside and figure out what we can do to pump this up for you. I think that it's time for you to get going on this, and I think it's largely a matter of focus. You've done a really nice job, Patricia, of setting up a site that is visually attractive. You've got some nice stock photo work here. You've got a decent logo. You got a little tagline there. You know, the layout is clean. I think you're off to a good start. You've actually conquered a lot of the hurdles. You know, in my experience, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, and all the books I've written, and coaching all the people at the ClickMillionaires.com forum, we kind of have people on one side or the other of the fence. They have tons of content, or they have tons of technology. And you've kind of got a nice balance here. You've got enough technology, this works, and you've got plenty of content. So honestly, I know you're a little discouraged, but I think you're in good shape because you clearly know how to write. You've got plenty to say. You've already got the site up on its feet, and it looks good. There's plenty of room for improvement, but I just want to let you know, now that I'm going to start picking on you, that I'm a fan of what you've done so far, and that I think, all the comments from our friends in the Click Millionaires Masterminds forum have suggested, you've got something good here. Let's just see what we can do to elevate your efforts and really focus them so that you can build an audience that will make you some money. All right, so let's talk about that now. All right, how are we going to make you some more money and reward the effort that you've been spending here? I gather you've been blogging for over a year, maybe longer. Let's see, what did it say here? You had archives. We've got a bunch of archives here. Yeah, that goes back a ways, and so far you haven't made any money. So obviously you're smart enough to realize something's wrong. So what's wrong? What's wrong? What can we fix here? And let's do this in a good-natured, friendly spirit to help you get this up to the next level. Just like all the fabulous comments that have been posted in the Masterminds forum. I got to say, everybody really chimed in here and gave you a lot to think about. So I hope I'm not too late to the party. Okay, so starting at the top, I think the graphics up here are fine. Those are nice. You could invest a couple bucks and get a fancier logo, but that's not what's hurting you, right? I mean, the logo's fine. Even the name is fine. It's a little catchy. I don't think anybody for search engine optimization purposes is going to search on Boomer Wisdom, especially spelled with the Z. So you're missing a trick there. You know, if you wanted to keep it simple and get a lot of traffic, you'd have something like howtocureheadaches.com, right? So obviously you're not going to go that direction, but you might think about the branding here. I think it encapsulates what you are trying to do. But since you're not entirely certain what it is you're trying to do until you start making some money, I would spend a little while, and we could kick this around in the Masterminds forum if you'd like. What should the domain name even be? You might want to think that fundamentally, okay? Now, I do have more of a problem with your tagline here. Aging young, traveling light. Okay, what does that mean? A lot of what I'm going to talk about now is how to get you to focus on picking one set of problems to help your audience solve. To me, aging young, got it. That sounds like a health site, wellness, nutrition, you know, aging gracefully, aging in place. I got all that. Traveling light. Oh, cool. It's a travel site. Okay, traveling for boomers. I like that a lot too. I think Connie in the forum talked about that, right? As an angle for you. You've got to find an angle here and pick it. This is, all of this wisdom is kind of broad. You've narrowed it by saying boomers. Okay, but aging young, traveling light. You got to pick something, my friend, and beat it to death. At least until you get an audience. Then you can kind of spread your wings a little and share your thoughts and personal observations on life and the broader picture that I know you have a lot of interesting experiences to share. But to start out, I think you got to narrow it down. And this tagline kind of sums it up all at once. Aging, young, traveling light. That means so much and consequently so little. unfortunately. So I think if you could think, and we could do this in the forum with you, think about what your target is and what therefore your slogan should be. That might help you crystallize things a lot. Again, a dumb example would be, howtocureheadaches.com, 10 surefire remedies that will help you cure your headaches. Download them for free. I know, again, I'm going, exaggerating. Of course, you don't want something as salesy and slimy as that, right? But that sort of thing works because it's very clear what the visitor is getting, and it works with the search engines too, because the search engines know where to put you in the search results. And the more the search engines know where to put you, you'll show up higher in those rankings when people are searching for those topics. All right, let's move on a little. You have a search box here. I'm not sure why, because I'm not sure what people are searching for. So this is another symptom of the same problem. Your logos or your menu here, you have a different font here. This is a serif font, and these are non-serif, so that's a small design mistake that, of course, doesn't matter in the big scheme of things, but I'm here to help you with all the details, too. You don't have much going on here, and I think it was Tony in the forum that was pointing this out. If you've got categories that you're focusing on, then I would put them up here. If you've got travel advice, then I'd put right here, travel advice. Or if you have wellness ideas, wellness, and you have some of that down here in your tags, right? Looks like you've spent a lot of time, well, baby boomers, that's again a little too broad. But if you're posting a lot about Deepak Chopra or midlife anxiety or Tony Robbins or Trayvon Martin, then those might want to surface that stuff up here, okay, in your menu. I'm not sure you want to go so specific as Trayvon Martin, but categories that represent what people can find on your blog. Because honestly, you arrive here, I'm not sure what I'm getting, and that's the problem. All right. Where to go next? Okay, you've got a nice about us. You're not afraid to put your own picture up there. I think that's great. I think I might put another picture that had a little better lighting. It's kind of hard to see, at least on my monitor. I've got the sunlight in my face, so that might be me. And this, I think you could polish up a little tighter as well. It's a nice statement, but living an entrepreneurial life and sharing your gifts with others, what kind of gifts? What are we talking about here? If you are looking for creative insights and practical solutions, you've come to the right place. Okay, creative insights, like what? Practical solutions for what? You've got to be specific so people know what they're getting. And this is not, let me just say now, this is not, people always push back on me on this when I do private coaching calls or in the forum and stuff, say, oh, but I want to do this and this, and I have so much more to offer. Like, I know you do. And in your case, Patricia, I've met you. I know some of your personal story. You do have a lot more to offer. But this is like at a cocktail party. You can't walk in and start hitting people with all kinds of stuff from your decades of cool experiences. You've got to open up with a little gentle opener, a cocktail party. Hi, I'm Patricia. I'm here to help you with this and this. Like, oh, okay. Tell me more, right? This is a relationship you're building with the audience. So you need to give them a tidbit to open that conversation and let them know why they would want to be here, why they'd want to come back. All right. Now here you have some recipes. I didn't click through on these. Are these actual recipes like cooking? Did you do cooking stuff as well? Let's see. No. So, okay, so I'm not sure I'd call them recipes. I get the metaphor, but that doesn't tell me what it is, all right? It's distracting. Subscribe to our mailing list. Well, if you want a mailing list, you want people to subscribe to it, it's got to be bigger. It's got to be the first thing up here, and you have to give them a reason. Subscribe to our email list, and you'll get this, an ebook of these tips, or a discount on that, or a cool video about something, a reason, and it's got to be bigger and bolder than this. The social media stuff, okay, fine, you're speaking, that's nice. You've got a credibility enhancer there. I do that on my own site, right, like Scotsman in the Wall Street Journal and Forbes and such and such. That makes sense. Tags, okay, recent posts, fine. A small blog roll. And you've got all your other posts here. So you got one real long post on the home page and then a bunch more posts. So clearly you voted to do a blog. And I think that's fine. It seems like you have lots to say. And that's, as a lot of people have trouble coming up with stuff to say. And I think a blog is a fine place for you to start. We just need to focus your blog to be more solutions-oriented. Solutions-oriented, not just recaps of your experiences at a conference. That's interesting, maybe to your friends, and even to me, because I'm an online marketer, and I met you at a conference, right? So I read this one. Oh, it's interesting, okay. But you can see what this does. It goes all the way from your garden and why these leaves are so big to President Obama's opening speech in the panels at this conference. To it goes on and on. It's all over the place, Patricia, and that's fun. And it says, those of you who know me know this conference is a big deal. That's cool. If this is just for your friends, that's great. Of course there's a place for that. But is it on the front page of a blog where you want to make money? I don't think so much. This might be a Facebook post or an email to your personal mailing list of your friends and family. Or come share it in the clickmillionaires.com in the Masterminds forum. We'd be happy to, share this stuff with you too. But I'm not sure it's the post for a blog that's supposed to make money. So maybe this is an aberration, all right? Maybe you just did that because it was such a big deal for you. So let's pick another one. This looks a little more instructional. Boomers kick old habits and learn new tricks. Okay, cute little photo there. And good idea to spice up your blog post with photos. I applaud you for that. And I was in Home Goods shopping this morning. Okay, so this is a nice post, but I'm not sure. Again, it's kind of a slice of life thing. I don't see us solving a problem. And I guess that's my prescription here. Patricia, I don't want to beat a dead horse. We've kind of covered the design a little bit, and we can talk about it more. I'm not even going to get into search engine optimization here because you got to pick some keywords, and that's, again, a question of focus. Let me talk briefly about advertising, and then I want to talk about the strategy I recommend for you. You've got an ad here. I guess this is an ad. I presume it is. I didn't click on it earlier. Okay, click here to subscribe. Oh, so you're not selling something. Okay, I'm wrong. Do you need balance? Oh, is this an email? Stuck in your story monthly newsletter. Stuck in your story you? I'm not even sure if that's you or not. Okay, that's not clear. It's stuck $5 a month. Okay, so you are trying to sell something. Okay, so that needs to be cleaned up. I'm not sure who it's from, who the author is. If it's you, you should put your picture there. If this is your primary monetization strategy, you've got to explain a lot more and give examples on the blog of what people would get and what they would want. If this is not you, then your promotion of it needs to explain who it is and why people want to sign up. So I think what you need to do instead is some of what our friends in the forum said. How about AdSense? AdSense is the free advertising program that you can sign up for at Google. You can copy and paste some HTML into this, and it will put ads up on the site. Google will automatically read the site and decide what they think it's about and put appropriate ads in there. I think that would be a good start for you. You could also get affiliate program ads. Once you decide the focus of your site, whether it's aging or travel or personal development or gardening or conferences, whatever it is, then you can go and find affiliate ads that relate to that. So if you want to do it all about blogging, about conferences, then you could put in affiliate ads for the Blogger Conference or the New Media Expo or whatever other conferences you're attending. And you could go to places like CommissionJunction.com, ShareASale.com, Linkshare.com, or any of a number of other places to find advertising like that. But I would start with AdSense. And we've got some good blog posts and videos on my blog about that. And again, we can talk about it in the Masterminds forum if you'd like to point you in the right direction for advertising. But here's the giant but. Advertising isn't going to make any money until you have an audience. How are you going to get an audience? And that's where I think you've been primarily frustrated. How are you going to get an audience to read your stuff and come back enough to build an audience that is large enough to start making some money from advertising? Well, the answer primarily, Patricia, is focus. Like we've established now, I think, hopefully, in a friendly way, you're a little all over the place. And you've got this really interesting background. Lots of stories. I mean, you must have a ton of stories. I'd love to have, I'd love to have a drink with you sometime and hear about this stuff, But it's not clear what problem you're solving for your readers. So here's my prescription, okay? What you need to do, Patricia, is figure out who your audience is and what need or angle you can use to serve them. All right, so I don't know if you've read my latest book, Click Millionaires, but I think you really should. And if you have, I think you should go read it again. The principles that are laid out in there, the questions and exercises could really help you narrow this down. You're coming at this at a boomer age when you have all these great things to say, and you're making the big mistake that you think a blog is your own magazine. And, well, I guess it is your own magazine, but you're only publishing for yourself if you write stuff that's just of interest to you. You've got to put the audience's interests first and figure out what they want to hear and where they need help. That's what you're not doing, as far as I can tell. You need to figure out who the audience is. So if it's boomers, that's good, but what else? Are they boomers are, as you know, it's a pretty big demographic, 20 years plus, male and female, all kinds of people in that. You're talking about tens of millions of people. You got to narrow that down a little bit. Is it boomer men? Is it boomer women? Is it boomers who went to college or didn't go to college? Is it boomers who love music or hate music? Boomers who are healthy or are not healthy? Who like to travel, who don't travel? Who are business people or not business people? Those are all the angles. You need to figure out who your first 10 subscribers are. Narrow it down. Don't write for the generation. Write for a couple specific people. In marketing, they call this a persona. Figure out the persona. Who is this fictional person? Or it doesn't even have to be fictional. Think I'm writing for my cousin Sally, or my Uncle Fred, or that guy that I met at Starbucks last week. That's my target person. What does that person need in their life? And then write out a plan of your next 6 or 10 or 12 blog posts. How are you going to help that person with the problem that you've identified? That's what you're missing, Patricia, is an angle. What's your angle? Who's the person and what need can you help them with? That's what people are looking for. They're not looking to just wander around and read your musings about life. That's, well, I guess if you had 1 million people already subscribed, then your musings are valuable, right? Oprah could do that, right? Because Oprah has an audience, or Tony Robbins or Deepak Chopra. They can kind of write stuff and people show up anyway, right? You are not there yet. And I'm not even there yet. I try to write focused things that help people. And that's what you need to do. Identify a need and serve them. Then when they come to the site, you've got to get their attention and make a bold promise that you're going to help them somehow. It's got to be real clear up here. Welcome, like the tagline I was complaining about. It's got to be like, welcome to Patricia's site with a cool name. What we do here is X, Y, and Z. Sign up for our mailing list and read these posts, and your life is going to be better because my blog addresses X, Y, and Z. And you will be a better person, make more money, be healthier, have more sex, whatever it is, all those things, those fundamental desires. You've got to pick a couple of those and hit them square between the eyes when they arrive, okay? So that's the problem with having a site where your blog posts are your front page. You need to hit it a little harder and offer a value proposition. You're here, and I'm Patricia. Welcome. Here's what you're going to get. Da, da, da. It's cool. It's bang, bang, bang. Sign up for the email list. Now that I've got your attention and you're interested, read my blog. So I would take this space here and do your blog posts more like you are down here, where you've got several that people can see. But the above the fold stuff here, it needs to be a sell page that welcomes people and explains your offer and sucks them in with a bold promise, and then explains as they read down how you're going to deliver on that promise. And I would rewrite the about section to explain why Patricia is the expert. And I know people get uncomfortable calling themselves experts, but maybe the specialist. Why you're the specialist in helping people with these kind of problems. What is it that Patricia has done in her life? Not your whole life story, but you've got great stuff in here. I mean, obviously. The Great Migration, the Black Panthers, Haight-Ashbury. I mean, you've worked all over the world. I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff. I think you might need to pick a couple, okay? And hit those hard and say, now that you're here, well, I'm your hostess, and here's why you should listen to me about this issue that you have and how I'm going to help you. And your next 10 blog posts need to hit that again and again and again. And that's how you build an audience. And then people might start paying attention. And you said in one of your posts earlier, I actually printed this out. No, I didn't. Oh well. That you used to post on scary stuff like hepatitis C and this and that, and you got lots of traffic but no interaction. Well, at least you got traffic, right? So maybe that scary stuff is appropriate. Interaction comes after traffic. You're not going to get both right away. Build up the critical mass of traffic and repeat visitors, and then you can worry about interaction. So you had some questions in the forum about whether you should start a community. I don't think so, because you don't have anybody even reading your blog yet. And you don't have the reputation and the reach of a Tony Robbins, or even of me. I've got 3 books, right? And a podcast that's been going on for years, and YouTube videos. You know, that's what it takes to build a community. You have to be an established brand name, at least in a niche, like I am in internet marketing and lifestyle entrepreneurship. You need to figure out what your niche is, where you're the specialist, and brand yourself in there. And then give examples of that how you can help people by showing them in your blog posts. And if you did that for a couple months, I think you'd start to see the ship turn. Okay, and this is not an overnight get-rich-quick strategy. You know me, I'm not a get-rich-quick guy, but I think that could help you. And what it will also do is it will focus, it will make this easier for you. You are very distracted, like I am, like anybody is, with all these things you want to do and all the things you have to say. But if you can figure out, my value proposition is this, and I deliver this to my customers, and your friends can tell what you do, That's how you start to get focused, and it makes your life easier. You don't need to post about everything. Only post about this. And then you can write those blog posts much easier and save the other stuff for later. It doesn't mean you're not going to get to do it. It just means you don't do it now. You need to do this to pay the bills, get this focus going, bang, 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 and grow from there as chapter 1 of this next chapter of the book of your life, okay? And I wanted to quote one more thing that Jackie said in the forum I thought was great. You said, I think I have been preoccupied trying to make a living and not focused enough on the very real concerns of someone over 50 who is living the life I'm living. You know this. See? You've already said this. That's why I saved this for last. You've been preoccupied trying to make a living instead of trying to serve the needs of your audience. And you know what? This is a quote from my latest book. If you're going to succeed, you have to serve a need greater than your own need to make money. Okay? And I think you know that. You said it yourself. So that's my prescription for you, my friend Patricia. So I hope that's helpful. I'm Scott Fox from Click Millionaires and ExpertWebsiteReviews.com. If you'd like a review like this was really a strategy discussion more than a usability discussion. But if this is helpful to you, come on over to Click Millionaires. It's free to anyone who's read my books. And if you want to upgrade to the Click Millionaires Mastermind service, I'd be happy to have you. All our members worldwide would love to meet you, and you can get a review like this for free. So thanks for watching. Come by ExpertWebsiteReviews.com if you'd like to order a review too. Thanks, Patricia. I hope that's helpful to you. I'll see you in the forum real soon. Let's hash this out and get you going to the next level. Thanks for watching.